So this is the end result of the client that I've just done. As we can see, it's not very nicely highlighted or balayage. That was a before picture, so she's quite dark. She has a level 4 base, slightly lighter at the ends, but she wanted it to be more highlighted towards the roots. I'm using the shadow ash there with 9% and also bleach with 9%. So I'm just going to begin with some basic sectioning of the hair. I didn't want to colour too much of the hair because it is very long, and obviously we don't want to damage a lot of the hair. But I am just going to go in there with some chunky weaves, and we do want to keep it kind of dark at the roots, so I'm just going to give it a bit of back combing at the roots just so that it's a softer fade when we put in the colour. Now the two colours that I'm going to be using, I will alternate throughout the head in some areas, and more on the top I will put more of the bleach on compared to the shadow ash, the tint. The reason that I do two colours and not just use one is because she is quite dark. She's a level 4, and if I was just to put one colour on, I think it will be too extreme. So you'll go from dark to light, and it actually makes the hair look really brassy. So what I like to do is a colour in between those. So you get more of like a caramel brown or caramel blonde going through the hair, and it makes it just appear that little bit more natural. So these are the chunky weaves that I'm doing, a little bit of back combing, and then popping on the product there as well. Taking my next section up the head, it's quite a big chunk that is. Like I said, I don't want too much of the hair damaged. And this section I'm not going to weave. I'm just going to make it kind of a thick slice with a bit of back combing, and I'm going to put on the bleach. Now you can see that I'm painting the foil first, and that is so that the hair not only sticks to it but also colours it better, because sometimes you find with slices that it colours the top bit when you paint, but actually underneath it's still kind of uncoloured. Now it could be due to the product or the slice being too thick, and that way it doesn't get coloured, but I just want to make sure that it is coloured both sides. So the first colour that I put on with the woven packets was the shadow ash 9. If you didn't have a shadow ash 9, I would definitely use maybe a level 9 but really ash, so like a 9A or a 9.1. Taking my next section now, try and do a weave, and this will be of the shadow ash colour, so it's alternating, lifting it up to back comb just to get a softer feathery colour, and keeping it darker at the roots, not too blonde at the roots. Alright, so enjoy watching. I will carry on talking as and when, or you can skip through and just watch what I do. So it's just painting the foil first and then painting it after, holding my brush vertically rather than horizontally at the top, and then going into horizontally to apply most of the colour. Now coming round to the front section here, I like to kind of work more in diagonal sections. So this is leaving it dark underneath, just so that if she ties her hair up, it's not so blonde. So that's a slice that I'm doing. I'm going to paint on the product. So this is the bleach that I'm popping on. Put the bleach on first, helps it stick, and also make sure that it colours the underneath. Vertically with the brush at the root area, and then painting the rest of the hair as we go down. Just make it sure it's fully saturated. You could do extra long foils if you want, but I like folding the hair up and paint it all around. And making sure that you fold it twice so that it keeps warmer, and also it doesn't slip. So this is my diagonal section now. It's up to you what colour you use. That one was bleach, so this one I can do bleach again if I wanted, or if I might want to choose the shadow ash. And I think we like to alternate, maybe a bit blonder around the front, but it's entirely up to you. And we're just doing thicker slices here, so it really does brighten up the hair a little bit more. So keep watching. So thinner sections, but making sure that this is the more of the bleach, so it's going to be a lot brighter around the head, around the face, so that she sees the colour a bit more. and this section was woven, but I will be using the tint on this bit here, so it just blends it a bit nicer. So the client has got a preferred parting. I don't want to go right up to the parting because I want it to be dark on top. I don't want the regrowth to be really visible. So I'm doing really thin sections here. But yet again, they are slices. Nice and thin, and I'm going to be using the bleach on this. And it's just underneath the parting so that she can see it. And she can make it blonder if she wants by flipping her hair over to the side, or if she wants to keep it in a regular parting, it should stay darker on top. So coming up to the end of the section here. making sure that the foil is folded exactly right and that there's no colour seeping out, because that will colour any hair that goes on top. And then that bit of hair on top is just her natural colour, so that's going to sit on top of the foil. And then what we do to the right side, we'll do to the left side. So we're taking the hair at angles, mixing up a little bit more product, making sure that I've got enough in my bowl. Same ratio, so it's mixing up the bleach, so it's say 20 grams of bleach to 40 grams of 9%. So I always double my peroxide when bleaching. So taking the hair at an angle again, back combing it, and there's a little bit more hair on this side. One side of the head is always thicker than the other, just purely because nothing is symmetrical. And like we did before, lots of slices around the face for the face framing. And this is the bleach going on, and just kind of alternating. Next colour will be the tint, a bit of bleach, maybe a bit of tint, just mix it up, put the colour where you want it more. You could do weaves all over if you wanted to. You didn't have to do slices, but you'll tend to find that the slices still look broken up because they're nice and thin. So big chunks of brown there, but little thin slices going through. So that's a thin slice, you can kind of see through it. So we're just coming up to the end now. I'm just double checking that the parting has hair on both left and right hand side, seeing if there's any areas that might need a few more packets put in just to make it a little bit more visible. So I'm just putting another packet in at the back, but yet again it's going to be underneath the hair so it's not so visible. We still want a little bit of rootage. So we're coming up now to the end of the hair. All the foils are put in. This is the finished look after it has been washed, toned and blow dried with tongs. The toner that we used was a level 9. And as you can see, there was a big difference between the before and after. Like and subscribe.